What is up, friends and fans? Should be Swag here, and I know it's been a while since we've done a DCS video, at least ever since my demo air show performance, which I really love the feedback from that. You guys are awesome. But now here we are back in our Viper, of course with the lovely Israeli skin taking us out of Haifa. Today we're going to be looking at the long-awaited implemented AGM-65 Maverick. Go ahead and do that. Now I know this video has already been covered by Spudknocker and of course Grim Reapers as well as Matt Wagner, but some things are either left out or over explained, so I'm just going to give you guys a very simplified video, and I'm only going to cover the pre-plan mode, which I feel is honestly the best mode for the Mavericks, as it just gives you the most accuracy. Now, there are other things. I played around with bore sight. I haven't really kind of quote figured that one out yet. And the visual, of course, is just, visual puts a targeting box on your screen and you can move that around and find your targets that way. But pre-plan is definitely the best. Now, I am going to be covering also the harm. That'll be in a separate video. As you can see here, we have 4 different types of Mavericks. We have the AGM-65 D, G, H, and K. Now the D and G are both infrared. The D model is the smaller warhead, the G model is the bigger warhead, same, and the H and the K are optical warheads, or electronic. These are primarily used for naval targets, as well as you got the same thing. The H is the smaller warhead, with the K being the larger warhead of the two. Now, we can put up to 3 Mavericks per pylon right here. And I actually did some research. I know some of you guys in like BMS, and I was actually about to make a stupid post on on Eagle Dynamics saying, hey, you guys messed up. You can't, you're supposed to be able to put something on pylon 4 and 6. Actually doing some research, I actually found out in the real Viper, these pylons are not implemented for either the Harm or the Maverick. So, first I thought it was just an error on Eagle Dynamics part, so I was like, oh crap, you really can't put anything there. Because I know in BMS you could put up to 4 Harms, or you can have 8 Mavericks, because it'll allow these 2 pylons to be used, but in the real life Viper, these cannot. You can only carry literally what you have. You have bombs, fuel tanks, travel pod, and your rockets. But enough said of that. Let's go ahead and
request refueling.
Load on up.
Request rearming.
We're going to just be using the infrared ones. It's the same procedure as the optical.
Refueling complete.
Alright, thank you. Refueling completed. Just waiting to get rearmed. Say it, damn you.
Rearming complete.
Thank you. Alright, make sure our nose wheel steering is off. Alright, here we go. So we got a little crosswind heading to the right, and so okay, we'll just go ahead and direct left. Alright, 200 knots, rotate, up nose 10 degrees, gear up. Trim her out a little bit. Alright, airborne, so let's go ahead and get our systems all fired up. So like that, get our hard points up, put air to ground mode. Now we're on our Mavericks. We're going to change it to, like I said, pre-plan. Now the Mavericks, if you're new, you don't bring them up on the SMS page in order to activate the Maverick. You actually have to go to the weapons page, and that'll bring up the not timed out. We're going to go ahead and bring up our targeting pod over here. It's still warming up. There it goes. I'd actually need to add a little bit of curvature and dead zone to my stick. Okay, so usually the Maverick takes about a good 3 minutes to warm up. And the targets are fairly close. As you can see, we're only about 4 minutes away. That's give or take. Not really actually that far from the waypoint. So we're just going to go ahead and orbit here, wait for everything to get all set up. And we'll enjoy the beautiful view of Israel, the Israeli countryside. I love this area map. It was modeled so well, so well. Just waiting for the targeting pod to come up. Now, see, that's how close our targets are. We're less than really 3 minutes away. That's why I'm just orbiting. Now, on the targeting pod, there it goes. Go ahead and take that off standby. Click on it. My tracking set. There we go. We're going to force to zero that to the steer point. And I brought 3 drop tanks just so we can have a lot of loitering time for fuel, but this video shouldn't take that long. Let's just go ahead and drop down our engine a little bit. Don't want to be going in too fast. Down to about 350 knots or so. Okay, our Maverick's up. Let's go ahead and set our autopilot for the waypoint. Sure, our pickle's hot. Pickle is hot. Go ahead and extend the Maverick over. Back to the TGP. Just waiting because we're in a left-hand bank, so the wings. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is the handoff mode, and it's actually a lot more simplified than if you guys are coming from BMS, you know all about that. Although they do have the bore sight right here, which tells me that they just have not implemented that feature. I'm not sure if they're going to or not, but that's normally what you would need to do, is you need to lock the target on the TGP, lock the target on the Maverick, bore sight it, and then that'll link up the TGP to the Maverick. But right now it looks like that's already pre-done for us, so we don't need to worry about that. I did try testing the bore sight. As you can see, like the thumb stick, it just doesn't even work. So okay, we'll wait till we get all lined up. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and some targets right there. Let's go ahead and switch that to black hot and easier view. EMS left. And we're going to go TMS right to put it into an area track mode. Now, for those, I've looked on the forums as well as, and this is something I've been having trouble with. If you guys are flying the F-16, you know, like, okay, you move it a little bit and the TGP keeps going and it just wanders off by itself. There are two fixes for that I found out. A, you can either put your radar cursor slews to individual hat switch, or B, and this is what I did and what I figured out, is I put a curvature of 45. I'm using the 1600M throttle with the Warthog stick and a dead zone of 10. You can see I'm getting extremely nice, smooth movements, and it's not veering off at all. So very, very precise targeting. So if you guys are having an issue with that, I highly recommend you do that. Of course, tune it according to your style, but definitely adding that dead zone in helped out dramatically. But that might increase the curve a little bit more. Okay, so we have two modes right now. We have auto and manual for the handoff. I'll cover the auto first, as it is the primary one we're mostly going to be using. Auto basically just targets the targeting pod to the missile. So when you lock on a targeting pod, the missile should automatically target itself. And manual is virtually the same thing, except manual will just slave the pod, do the handoff, but you have to switch to the Maverick itself and lock the target with TMS up. So let's go ahead and get a good track on this guy. There we go, right dead center. Okay, so we have station 3 selected. We're going to do the handoff. Missile's targeted, although I don't know why on earth it's still bugged in a way. Here. We're at center 0. Let's try it again. Handoff. It could be because we're just not in range yet. I think we have to wait at least till we're in the bracket range before it'll actually lock the target. Go ahead and get a good track just so the Maverick sees it. Okay, we're in range. It's locked it up, and rifle. Let's see if we can get another one off real quick. Okay. Sanded it off, and it's bugging out. Okay, so this will definitely have to be a bug addressed. I don't know why on earth it's doing this, but you know, it's an initial release, so can't get them all right. Let's go ahead and track our one missile. And good shot. Okay, going off autopilot. Just the trim. On there, get some distance. Go ahead and speed it up a little bit for you guys. About 2 minutes out, I'll turn back in. All right. back a little bit. Let's get the autopilot back on. Yep. Alright, so now we're going to set it to manual. And a little bit more. Let's try and get this guy over here in the corner. Okay, so the handoff was successful. Wait until we're in range. And almost max range, and rifle. Uh-oh. Problem here. Not coming off the rail. There we go. Wasn't locked. That would help. Launch it on our targeting pod, and good shack. Okay, everyone, that pretty much covers the basis of the Maverick, at least in pre-mode. Again, visual mode is roughly the same thing. It's just instead it puts your light path marker as the targeting point. Reason I can't switch it. Huh, that is very weird. Can't switch it over. Stuck in pre-plan. Well, that'll be a bug to report. Alright, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope I was able to help. And until next time, I will see you all later. Stay safe and stay swag.